Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and welcome to another Friday episode where we try to squeeze in as much extra content as we can into your week. Today we're going to continue exploring some horror video games with Ghostbusters 1 and 2 for the NES. So grab your proton packs, don't cross the streams, and let's check it out. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to be alerted when new episodes are available. Hit it! And here we are at the gaming screen, this time with Ghostbusters. So a little horror Jason, if you will. There were some scary moments of Ghostbusters. I don't care what anybody says. That movie scared me when I was a kid in certain parts. Yeah, it made me laugh and silly and sometimes, but there were some really scary moments. And that line, I'll talk about them as we play. But the intro is just that. It doesn't really say or do anything. But when you hit start button, maybe, it says that. So anyway, you just take your little Ghostbuster thing around the town and you try to find ghosts. That's it. But before we do anything, I do remember, it's been forever since I played this, but I do remember we need to go to the shop and avoid the cars. If you hit the cars, you lose money. And we're going to take the money that we're given, should have got that oil can, and get the capture beam. And we're going to go ahead and get this super trap. It's expensive, but it's worth it. All right, and that's it. And now we do need the sensor, the tracker, which we will get as soon as we get enough money. But now we have to catch ghosts so we can earn money, and then we can buy more things. So you're going to pick up those barrels if as much as you can to keep your fuel up so you don't have to worry about going to the gas station. Because that's just time wasted. Now, are you on a timer? I don't think so. But oops. I think I pushed the pause button. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Come on. Now, you really are supposed to get all at the same time. But if you get them all back to back, like Pac-Man, you'll get 3,000, I believe. 200, 400, 800, and 1,600. Which is very good, but you'll get the money one way or the other. It's just more monotonous work you have to do. I mean, this game just makes you into Ghostbuster and you're working. And it's just the same monotonous work all day long. Now, eventually, you're going to want to get into that center building. Oopsie, you just lost $100 because we rear-ended that car. And I want to keep going fast because you're going to lose the same amount of fuel whether you go fast or slow. But anyway, now let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, so that does that. Oh, there we go. I knew the B button did something like that. Okay, so yeah, I need to get. I can't afford the trap yet, or not the trap. There's really no point in stopping the ghosts. They're gonna get there eventually. I don't know what happens when you get the PK energy too high. I think, now this game is for the NES, obviously, and this is the one that I played, but there were other versions too. There was one Commodore, Apple, Amiga, or whatever. It came out originally in '84 when the movie came out. These came out for Nintendo in '88, I believe. So, there's a lot of ghosts on the road here. But, I think if the PK energy got too high, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man would show up and, wreck some buildings. And I just lost $400 there. That must have hit a Rolls Royce or something. Alright. So, let's see if I can do better. These buttons on my controller are very, very sensitive. Get over here. Okay, we're just going to at least get those. Get the money. Alright, so at least we have enough to get one of those trackers. So we're going to go get that tracker so I don't have to constantly go around town looking for ghosts. I can just see them. And of course, while you're playing the game, that very famous Ghostbuster theme plays in its very 8-bit like way. Ba-da-doo-doo-doo-doo. Ba-da-doo-doo-doo. Okay, and then eventually we're going to save up to get the hyper beam because that will make ghost catching a little bit easier. No, no, we're not doing that. Oh, I see. Oh, wait. You know what? I think I know what's going on here. I know what's happening. Okay. See, now we don't have to be next to the building to see which ones are got ghosts, so we can just head straight there. Because the more you travel around the city, the longer it takes you to get there when you go to this little scene here, the road scene. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting to push the right button. Come here. Yeah, see, sometimes these ghosts are stubborn. Alright. So anyway, we're going to try to save up, what was it, 12,000 to get the hyper beam. And then we're going to try to build up some money so we can go to the Zool building with, and I'm almost out of gas, with the, I haven't been picking up the, get over here. They like to hide over there. Maybe I should start saying, I gotcha. Alright. Alright, I got all 4 of them. But you really want to try to get all 4 in the same go so that way you get more money. Alright, I've got to remember to stop pushing the wrong buttons. Oh, we're almost out of gas. So, yeah. And now we're going to have to get out and push. Oh, no, we made it. There we go. All 4 of them at the same time. 3 grand. So they just get the best bang for your buck. All right, let's go to the gas station. So I'm not very good at getting the oil cans. Yeah, we didn't quite make it. So now we got to push it to the gas station. Which I don't know what that does to your money. I guess we'll find out in a second. I mean, you got to pay for the gas. So maybe that's it. But now, if you're really good at getting that was an expensive gas, even for 1984. If you're really good at getting the oil cans or the barrels, then you don't have to ever visit the gas station ever. You can just keep your gas going through there. But anyway, all right. So let's see what we got here. Dang it! I keep pushing the wrong button. And these ghosts have no... It's just completely random where they go. Yeah, and I couldn't even get them even if I was at the lowest possible part of the screen. Just waiting for stuff to happen. All right, let me see if I can... I'm not going to go super fast this time so I can try to get the... I might get the ghost vacuum too at some point. Oh, that tells you how much money you have. See, I don't see one barrel. Not one barrel. Crazy. Come on. Here we go. Almost. Uh-oh. Oh, and yeah, I don't know why you're limited to time. Anyway, I'm gonna go, after I do this building, I'm gonna get that ghost vacuum. Because if you suck up, oh, there's a barrel. I got one. If you suck up the ghosts on the street, you get money for that. And I almost hit that car, but fortunately, the game changed, which, oh. Yeah, you can't cross the streams. It's bad. Alright, let's go ahead and get that ghost vacuum. Ghost vacuum. Vacuum. Alright. Now if I can just remember how to use it. I think it's the A button. There we go. Alright. So now we can get some extra dough as we do what we gotta do here. Ooh, there we go. Got them all. Got them all. Alright, so we want to get that 12,000 so we get that hyper beam. Pretty much everything except the regular beam and the trap is... You can just get the basic trap, but every time you fill it, you have to go back to Ghostbusters. I think you fill it 3 times, and then you have to go back to headquarters to dump it. But if you get the super trap, it's indefinite. You don't have to dump it ever, which is wonderful. Okay. So you push B to control the other Ghostbuster. There we go. Alright. One more bus like that, and I can get that hyper beam. And there it is. Okay. This is pretty much all the game is until, whoops, until, oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Until you get to the Zool building and then it changes. Okay. Almost to that 12,000, not quite. So, oh, I missed those ghosts. I don't want to go super fast all the time because I don't want to hit cars. And I want to pick up the oil things to fill up my gas. Oh, there went one. That's all there is really to the game. I remember playing this game and I didn't have any instructions because I rented it. And so I had no idea what I was doing, and finally took me forever to figure out what to do. And when it finally said enter the Zool building, I'm like, heck yeah, enter that Zool building, and I did, and then I died. Now I don't know if you can die out here. I don't think so. If you can get game over out here, I've never seen it. Maybe if you cross the streams too much. All right, so now we're going to sell this, and we'll buy the hyper beam. Yay. Okay, so now we're going to try to build up money so we can get that sound generator, the ghost food, and the anti-ghost suit. And that's all we need. We'll still need the hyper beam. I think that's it. So we need 100. It's a lot of money. 122,000. And then we'll be ready to enter the Zool building. Alright, so here we go. If I can capture some ghosts. Of course, they would be on the street when I had the vacuum. Oh, there was one. Oh, I missed it. Okay, I think A activates the vacuum. Alright. Yeah, see, the hyper beam is just a little bit taller. Not much taller, but a little bit taller than the last one. So, come on, let's go. Here we go. Here we go, there we go. Alright. So yeah, this is pretty much all the game is until you get to the Zool part, so... Oh, I missed the ghost. And I'm about to run out of gas. Okay, we're going to get out and push. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fast forward through all this, because this is it, until we get to the Zool building. And then when I get to the Zool building, I'll join you again, and we will talk our way through that, and we'll see if we can make it to the top. That's where I always fail, is trying to get to the top of the Zool building. So, I'll see y'all back when we're there. Alright, and we're back. So now I'm going to head to the shop, and I was going to wait until I got the 100,000 mark, but I ain't doing that. I forgot that it's going to take, there's no increase. You only get 3 grand max if you get all the ghosts at once. And that's going to take a lot of tries, at least 30. So I don't have time for that. So we're just gonna go in there with the bare minimum. At least we're gonna go in with some ghost food and the anti-ghost suit. We can at least do that. The sound generator, I'm sorry. All it does is slow them down anyway. So we're gonna sell the ghost vacuum. I thought we were. Alright. We're gonna sell the super trap, and we're gonna sell this. So now, there we go. We are gonna buy the ghost food, and we're gonna buy the anti-ghost suit. And, yeah, that's it. Okay. That sound generator would help, because it does kind of slow the ghost down a little bit. Alright, now let's go for the most annoying, frustrating part of the game. Now, the difficulty of this game is not hard at all. It's a very easy game once you understand the controls a little bit, get used to the right buttons. It's a pretty easy game to play, but up to this point. Then the difficulty spikes for some weird reason. And again, it's not challenging, it's just frustrating. So you cannot move unless you mash the A button and, you know, push the directional button of the direction you want your Ghostbusters to go in. Now, these ghosts don't really, anyway, it helps to have a turbo controller, so I am using a turbo controller for this. So I'm gonna let the ghost go down there to get that food. You can open the doors here, but some of those have ghosts which knock you down instantly. I don't know why. I don't even know what the point is of opening the door, honestly. If there is a point of opening the door, please let me know in the comments, because I have yet to figure it out. Other than finding a random ghost. Okay, so they're chewing on the food. Now, as soon as the food leaves the screen, then they start coming after me again. So yeah, that sound means they're hurting me. And after a few hurts, I forget how many. But we're going to see if we can get to the very top floor, which is 22. Alright. So, as a matter of fact, let's do this. I don't know how many foods we get, honestly. Come on, ghosts. There we go. So yeah, maybe I didn't need the sound generator. Maybe it's just about the food. Although I'm out of food, so apparently you only get certain amounts of food. Alright. Well, we'll just... There's one knockdown. I think you get maybe 5 knockdowns. So, we might just need to book it. Alright, we're halfway there. I don't even know what touched me. This may have been cool on the Commodore 64 or one of those early gaming systems that came out in 1984. But on a Nintendo system in 1988, nah. People were over it about that point. We're talking about, again, it's 4 years old. And Nintendo didn't really do much to improve it. As a matter of fact, oh, come on. I think that's it. Yep, that's game over. So, there you go. That's the frustrating part. So, if I had the sound generator, that might have made it a little bit easier. But there you go, folks. That's Ghostbusters. So, hopefully you enjoyed that. And I will see you guys in a moment as we swish over to Ghostbusters 2. Back in a minute. And we're back for Ghostbusters 2. So the last Ghostbusters game came out in 88. This came out in 1990 after the Ghostbusters sequel movie came out in 89, I believe. So of course that's what this game is based on. Now, is this game any better than the last one? No. Actually, I think this game is worse than the last one, and I'll show you why in a minute. There's a little bit more to do, but that didn't make it better. So I'll show you. And I'm very, very bad at this game, so it won't take long. So here we go. Now, you actually could do 2 players. If you had a second player, they could play with you. but yeah, it wasn't much better. So at least they give you a little bit of, Vigo and what he's about and blah blah blah. And then this is us going into the sewer, if you know the movie, and there's the river of slime, and oh, it's Ray. Okay, at least they tell you which Ghostbuster it is. Maybe Winston will be in this game. If he is, I have no idea. But this is pretty much the game. I think the same team that made this game also made Bart vs. the Space Mutants, which comes out after this game, obviously. Because The Simpsons premiered in 89. Well, their show premiered in 89 at Christmas. So technically, their show really didn't get off the ground until 1990. So I think their game came out in 91, 92 maybe. But they have a lot of the same sound effects. Alright, so I have no idea what collecting those little Ghostbuster symbols means. Maybe after you get so many, you get a free life or something. But anyway, yeah, and it's like Contra. As soon as you touch something, you're not dead. You're stunned because it's a kids' game. Can't kill people, I guess. I guess the Ghostbusters never really dealt with death of people. Alright, now here comes the worst part, I think, and that's the car part. Just like the car part in the last game, you can control the speed, but this time it's left and right instead of backwards and forward, or up and down. You can also jump. Now, if you hit any obstacles like the ghost, or you get slimed by the ghost, or your car gets slimed, then you lose a life. However, this is what makes it a little easier. Oh, I got a shield. This might be what makes it easier, at least at this part, is that if you crash into something, like you've seen me crash into a couple things, that's not the end of the world. You can still go and you don't lose a life. But if you do get slimed, you do lose a life down there. But you can keep going. But there's something that's really, really awful. We're going to get to that in a second. And there are these giant holes in the ground, which actually I thought was clever to put in, because if you remember the movie, there's that, I don't know what I just did there. There's that, okay, so that's an obstacle. Never mind. But here's the thing, and you have to jump over the big giant hole. So what is it Venkman says in the court? He's just like, why did you dig a giant hole in the... Oh, and I missed the... And that arrow moved. Did y'all see that? It moved. And now we have to start all over in this level. So, just by falling down a hole. So, and fortunately there's no time limit, so you don't have to worry about going fast unless you want to go fast. But... So you can really just take out these ghosts and take your time with it. Don't let them slime you or you'll lose a life. Now, obviously I lost a life, when the car went down that giant hole. But what is it Venkman said? Oh, and I got slimed. So there went another life. And I'm on my last one. And then, guess what? It's game over. That's it. That's all you get. And that's all we got. So, game over. Now, I could continue if I wanted to, and I would be starting at the beginning of that level. But, kind of rule I made for myself on these was I'll keep going until I get a game over or I beat it. And, but anyway, I wish I could show you more of the game, and I guess I could continue and kind of pad this a little bit if I wanted to, but I really don't want to because I really don't like this game. And, but I do remember playing it and trying my best to do much with it, but I don't think I ever got past. No, that's not true. I did eventually get past that scene. I got to the next person, the Ghostbuster walking back and forth scene in the courtroom. But once again, the obstacles there are even more frustrating. So if you want to see more of this game, I highly recommend you find a good YouTuber out there who plays this game well and can go from beginning to end. But that's pretty much it. You're in the car, you're in a walking scene. Car, walk. That's all it is. So actually, I think you get the scene with the Statue of Liberty near the end. I think you get that scene, but it's similar to the car. Anyway, that's it for our bonus episode today. Thanks for joining us. Check out all our other episodes, and we will see you next Tuesday. This is your absent friend, signing off.